going on, everybody? All the Rage Gamer here, coming at you today with another video. As I usually say in most of my introductions, I know it's been a while, but I digress. So we've got another unboxing video for you here today. But before I get into that, I just wanted to show that we're using a little bit different setup today. I did recently just acquire a new webcam that I'm using on my laptop at the moment to capture this footage. It's a Logitech Stream Pro camera that caps in 1080p 60 FPS, so I hope the video quality is a little bit better. Also, as you can see, we're using a new microphone setup here. Just trying to make the quality of the videos just a little bit better. Obviously this isn't the most expensive microphone that money can buy, but it'll do the job. So hopefully the audio quality is a little bit better and the video quality is a little bit better. But with all that stuff out of the way, again, today I've got another unboxing video for you. Today we're unboxing some collectibles from McFarlane Toys. So if any of you saw, I think it was my one of my Geralt of Rivia collectibles, where he's basically holding like a bundle of monster heads. That was a McFarlane Toys collectible that I unboxed a while back. And funnily enough, today we're also unboxing some more Witcher collectibles. So let's get them in frame here. So these collectibles are from the Netflix adaptation of The Witcher. So if any of you have seen the Netflix series Season 1, Episode 1, Scene 1, you basically witness Geralt of Rivia fighting a Kikimora, like in a swamp or, some sort of bog or something like that. Excuse me. So that's what these collectibles are from. They're from that scene. So we'll start off with the Kikimora, because that is what I acquired first. So the Kikimora here, I actually acquired from a Walmart. It's actually the Walmart that I am employed at. So if any of you hadn't known prior, I am a Walmart employee. But this I acquired at the store that I work at. And when I saw it come in, I was like, oh man, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. And I presumed that at some point the figure of Geralt would come in, because on the back, if you take a look, there is a thing on the back. Sorry, the light glare might be a little horrendous there. There is a thing on the back that shows there's like an interchangeable head inside this package, so that you can recreate, Geralt, slaying it through its mouth with his silver sword. So that interchangeable head is in fact inside the package. So we'll take a look at that once we get it unboxed. But that is the Kikimora. Just on the sides of the box, we just have Netflix, The Witcher on both sides. And then on the top of the box, we have the School of the Wolf logo there. And then we'll stick that off to the side. And secondly, we have the Geralt of Rivia figure. This I actually didn't acquire at the Walmart store that I work at. I actually acquired this at my local comic book shop. If any of you, have heard me mention before, acquiring things through there, like specifically my Artorias and my Solaire of Astora First Four Figures collectibles, I did acquire those kind of through them. So I did see this Geralt figure at my local comic book shop, and once I saw it, I was like, gotta have it, gotta complete the scene, right? So there actually was two Geralt figurines. This was one of the variants of it. As you can see, this is the one where, he is under the influence of one of his alchemical potions that, he presumably took before he started fighting the Kikimora to, kind of buff himself a little bit. So there was this one, which I had to get, because that's, how he appears in the scene in the series, to kind of recreate this. The second one was basically the same thing, same armor, everything, just, without the super pale skin and, the kind of angry grimace and, the black eyes. So, kind of what he would look like not under the influence of any of his potions. But seeing as that how it was portrayed in the scene in the series, I went with this particular figurine. So on the back, we've just got, a picture of Geralt on the back there. On the sides, we just have, Netflix The Witcher. And on the top, as with the Kikimora, we have the School the Wolf logo. So what I think we'll do is we will unbox the Kikimora first, and then we'll unbox the Geralt, and then we'll try to, recreate the scene from the series. So let's just get into it, shall we? Alright, so we are through the looking glass here. We will stick that off to the side. We've got the Kikimora here, a little bit better look at it now that it's actually out of the box and not, in front of that kind of plastic that's glaring off of my lights back here. He is kind of strapped in, so let's cut through said straps. I think we'll actually get a pair of scissors for this instead of a knife. And with the power of editing, we're back with a pair of scissors instead of a knife, because I feel like the scissors will probably make this much easier, which they certainly did. Alright, I think that's probably going to be it. Yep. Okay. So this thing has many legs. Not exactly sure how they're supposed to kind of go here, but there it is. We'll just place it there on the table for the time being, and then we will get out the alternative head, which is right there. And here we have the many-legged Kikimora here. Not exactly sure how this thing is supposed to stand up. He's getting caught in my tablecloth here. But there he is. So you can hear my cat, meowing in the background there. Actually caused a little bit of off-camera shenanigans that I had to deal with, but I digress. So there's the Kikimora there. The many-legged spider beast, whatever you want to call it. Now, as far as the head, I would presume that it just kind of pops out, yes, and then you can put the other head on and snap it right in, I would presume. Having a little bit of difficulty doing so. A little tough to get it on. Maybe if we come at it from this way. It's really not wanting to cooperate here. Wow. Alright. After much time struggling with this, we got the other head on it, where its mouth is open. And you can basically recreate the scene with Geralt with him stabbing the sword through it. So that is the Kikimora. Many points of articulation on this thing. Not exactly 100% sure how you would pose this. I mean, I guess this is kind of, that, yeah, okay. So there you are. There it is. There is the Kikimora in all its glory. And I do have the secondary head on it that has the hole. It actually does have a hole in the top of the head where you could put the sword through from Geralt. But yeah, there it is. Take a look at the back side of it. It's got kind of like a spiny, well, not spiny, kind of emaciated like rib cage on its back. But yeah, I mean, it's essentially kind of a half man, half spider, I guess what you could really say about it. Next, we will unbox the Geralt, so we'll stick the Kikimora off to the side here, put his other head underneath. And now we will unbox the Geralt figurine. Alright, so there's Geralt. Let's get him open and take a look at him. And then we will try to kind of recreate the scene from the very first episode from Season 1, where he slays the Kikimora. So there is Geralt out of the box through the looking glass. Is Geralt strapped in? It appears that he is. Let's undo his bindings. They really do not want you getting these figures out of these packages, man. There's his right leg loose. I think we've already got his right arm. Yes. And then we just have his left arm, which the binding is kind of deep in there. Giggity. Yeah. There we are. Alright. That should be it. We, looks like we scuffed it slightly, trying to get the bindings off of it, but that's okay. It's kind of on the inside of his leg where you can't really notice it anyway. So let's get all this trash out of here. And we also do have the silver sword, which we of course need. So let's get that out of there. The sword being in the package is slightly bent, but I mean it's actually the material that this is made out of is very flimsy. It's basically like a rubber. But there's the silver sword. Very cheap, very cheaply made, which is kind of unfortunate, but let's give you a close-up of Geralt here once we kind of get him in order. So there he is. He does have a scabbard on his back for the sword, just to, show that you can stick the sword in the scabbard on the back. But yeah, I mean, not really too much to see here. This was, I forget how much this was exactly, but and then, take a look at the back. Pretty, decently detailed. So we'll go ahead and we'll stick the sword in his hand. The sword is not great. It is it feels like it's a little small. Like the scale of the sword is kind of smaller than it really should be. Like as you can see, well, I'm just trying to make this like look halfway decent here. I mean the sword material is very cheap. Like the blade of the sword is kind of, I mean really the whole thing really, it's kind of like a real like malleable rubber. There's the sword in his hand. Kind of having a hard time. Okay, his arm just popped off. Okay, good. Let's see if we can remedy that. All right. The arm is back on, back off again. That is not encouraging. I mean, I understand that he's got like, yeah, the arm keeps just popping off here. The peg for the arm is like extraordinarily short. I mean, I get he's got like the pauldrons on his arm, but like the arm just keeps popping off. So that is a little frustrating, not gonna lie. I mean, I feel like if I like glue the arm on, it won't, like I could put some glue on this, but then I feel like the arm won't articulate maybe. Well, actually that piece would probably be okay if I put some glue on it. That's a little frustrating that the arm, his left arm, falls off very easily. Just trying to kind of maneuver everything. So basically what I was trying to do was have it look like, you know, he's like holding the sword in both hands. Well, let's just, so that's literally how easy it is to pop the arm off. Now, I don't know if, you know, you're intended to be able to pop the arm off that easily. I mean, the right arm seems pretty solid. Like the right arm is solid. But the left arm, I'll show you how easy it comes off. That, like, there was literally no, I'm tugging pretty good on the right arm and nothing. But the left arm is just popping right off. Like, watch how easy this is. That's a little frustrating, not gonna lie. Anyway, let's try to get him posing with the sword and stabbing the Kikimora through the head. So there's him holding the sword in both hands, and then as you can see, you can actually stick the sword through the Kikimora's head. So I don't know if you can see that, but the sword does in fact go through its head. The only problem with that, and I guess you could just trying to find a there. I mean, I guess you could, you know, lower the Kikimora's stance here. Because Geralt was kind of like floating in midair there. There's the sword through the top of the Kikimora's head. So yeah, I mean, it is cool. I mean, I do, overall, I think I enjoy it. But, you know, the fact that one of Geralt's arms just pops off extremely easily, like super easily. The left arm, I believe it was. But again, we'll give you a little bit of a look there. Just trying to, get this on frame. What I'll actually do is I'll adjust the camera slightly. So there we are. Still trying to mess around with it to kind of get a decent posture on this. It's kind of tough. I mean, the Kikimora's legs are pretty stiff. I'm trying to keep the sword like through the top of its head here. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of more or less it. Generally, I do kind of give you, like, I walk up and do a little bit of a close-up on the figures, but there really isn't too much to look at with these. They're not very highly detailed. I mean, especially the Kikimora, it's really kind of all just one color palette. The only really stuff with Geralt is just kind of the studs on his pauldrons and, kind of looking closer up at his face to kind of see that, you've got the, that kind of look where he's just taken a potion. And the arm has popped off again. So I guess to kind of summarize what I feel about this. So the arm popping off that easily, I don't know if I got a defective figure or if that's by design. If it is by design, if somebody knows that it is, let me know. But it is pretty frustrating that is the case. So the right arm is completely fine. Like, I can tug on the right arm. That's fine. If I put the slightest amount of tug on the left arm, comes right off. So that in and of itself is very frustrating. Again, I don't know if it's by design. All I'm trying to do is basically just pose the figure so that it can, look like that it's stabbing upwards with the sword into the Kikimora's head. And I'm having a really hard time not having the arm just pop right off of his body. It just continuously pops off. When you try to... super frustrating. Super frustrating. Like, I mean, I guess I could... See, look at that. How easy that falls off. Okay. So, again, to summarize, to not keep rambling, overall, it's pretty cool. I like the fact that, they made these toys, or these collectibles, or whatever you want to call them. Some people call them toys. I'll call them collectibles. It's cool that they were made. I do appreciate that. Some people will definitely like to have these, in their collectibles collection. The only thing that I will say is that obviously I've made this clear, how easy it is to pop Geralt's left arm off. Again, don't know if that's by design or if that is just a defect. Maybe I just need to... put a little super glue on this joint right here on the inside and just glue it in to get it to stick, because it is not sticking. Again, I don't know if that's by design. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. For me, it's super frustrating, and it's a large con to this Geralt figure, that the fact that his arm just pops off so goddamn frequently and so easily. Again, we'll show you one last time how easy it is. Not much force on that. If I do that with the right arm's fine. The left arm just comes right off. So for me, that's a big con. I don't like that at all. I hate it. I hate the fact that the arm pops off like that. So there's Geralt. I mean, the Kikimora. The Kikimora is nice and solid. Geralt falls over. You know what? We're just going to lay him down. And then the Kikimora, I mean, I haven't had any issues with any of the joints on the Kikimora coming off. I mean, it is a pretty big figure with many limbs. The limbs are pretty stiff. So, I mean, you might have a little bit of a hard time posing this thing, as I did. But, you know, I would imagine that, you know, those front legs can kind of come up to, you know, make it look like it's rearing up at you. But, I mean, overall, I'm more happy with the Kikimora than I am with the Geralt, just because, you know, none of the Kikimora's limbs just pop right off of its body. So, I mean, that's that. That's the Kikimora and Geralt of Rivia from McFarlane Toys. I mean, that's pretty much it. If I had to grade this on a scale from 1 to 10 on how much I like these figures, overall, I would probably say like a 6 out of 10. Just the fact that Geralt's arm just pops off so easily. I hate it. To be honest, I hate the fact that happens. I mean, other than that, the figure's okay. The fact that the sword is just so flimsy and basically just made of rubber. I mean, the blade is just like constantly looks like it's warped. And it feels just too small. The sword just, it feels not big enough for the scale of the figure. It just feels like it's too small. You know, Geralt wields like a sword that basically, you know, is like a great sword. It's not like a short sword. But this sword feels like it's like a short sword in comparison to him. I feel like the sword probably could have been a little bit bigger. So with the Geralt, I would probably, on a scale from 1 to 10, give it a 6 out of 10. The Kikimora, I mean, not really much to it. It's really kind of just all one. I'm just going to move Geralt off to the side here. It's really kind of just all one stagnant color palette. I mean, I know in the series that's kind of what it looks like anyway. But I'd probably give the Kikimora like a 7 out of 10 as far as, you know, the aesthetic of it. You know, better than Geralt because, you know, none of the limbs pop off. So, you know what, I guess I'd give the Kikimora like a 7.5 or closer to an 8 out of 10 as far as, you know, the construction of it's pretty solid. The only gripe I really had about it was the head, you know, swapping the heads off. Getting the head that was already on it off was easy enough. Getting the secondary head that has the hole in the top of it where you can have Geralt stab his sword through it, that was a little bit of a struggle. But, you know, other than that, you know, this figure, pretty sturdily made. None of the limbs pop off. The limbs are a bit stiff, so, I mean, they do articulate in multiple places, but, you know, the nature of this basically being a spider, you know, you're not given many options for the articulation, but, you know, it works well enough. So I would probably give the Kikimora like a somewhere between a 7.5 and an 8 out of 10 as far as, you know, how pleased I am with it. The Geralt, I would give a 6, just because how easy that arm comes off. And, you know, whether that be a design feature or a defect with the figure that I got, that remains to be seen, but I'll stop rambling about it now. So that about wraps it up, guys, for this unboxing video of the McFarlane Toys Netflix's The Witcher series figurines. We've got the Kikimora here on my left and the Geralt of Rivia with the silver sword and the look of having just taken one of his potions on my right here, and I'm struggling to get him to stand up. Alright, so that wraps it up. Let me know what you thought of this unboxing video in the comment section down below. I really like to hear your comments and suggestions. Leave me a thumbs up on the video if you did enjoy it. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, All the Rage Gamer, go ahead and click that subscribe button as well. I really would appreciate it. You can click the little bell icon next to the subscription box, and then that way you will get notifications each and every time I upload a brand new video here. So again, that about wraps up this McFarlane Toys unboxing showcase here. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you later in the next one.